Okay, good afternoon. Doing a quick market wrap, and what a day! What a day. So we were stuck on our hedge. Um, really, the NQ was controlling the market today. So let's just pull that up first. The ES got above the SPX. I'll show that to you in just a second. I'm also running some issues with my graphics card. There we go. So we had been sitting on this ledge at the daily 2 since 10:30, 10:45 this morning, all morning, all afternoon. And it was the 7-day 3. So this is why we had this 7-day 3 risk sitting here. And so the dealer had moved risk out, right? So you have a bell curve. So they moved the risk out. It came and tested it. They moved it out again. I mean, just confirmed that it had been moved out. So the second retest could not get back above it. And the reason why is because risk has been moved out. They don't want to move it back in because then they would have to lose money. So now they can make money. Um, and that's what they've done. They've held it. They pinned it, and so they will be successful closing it and take their profit. And then Monday or Sunday night, we can gap up. They certainly don't want it to go back down. And here we back are on SPX. They don't want to come back and retest that 55.65 again. I think we're done with that. So we're going to be going up into Vixpiration and OPEX. Usually the market will rally up into it, and then the week after that's when we get another um, window of weakness or whatever Jim calls it. So, but for the ES, interestingly, the high call, the high put and call wall, we're sitting here at 56.50, and so the market wanted it, right? But my second hedge, I've got this new technique for measuring gamma with Jats PT levels, and that is the hedge line. It's at 56.49, and it didn't touch it. So the market makers were not going to let that 56.50 get touched. They hedged it in front of it just a little bit, and that worked. Kept them off of it, and now they're bringing it back down. So Sunday, I think we'll get the gap up, hopefully, and then we can do a more deep dive into these weekly, monthly levels over the weekend for the premium members. But for today, the Russell's up, the YM is up. Russell got up to daily 3, YM above its first daily 3. Excuse me, this is the 1-hour IB3. Didn't quite get to the daily 3, the YM, a little bit weaker, but still really good. I mean, we're off the lows. The VIX has come down dramatically. And even more importantly, next week, Tuesday is Vixpiration. It's a morning settlement, right? So when we do our training on Saturday, we can look at some of these levels and talk about strategy going into Tuesday morning, and where they're shaped up on their higher time frame 23, 30, 37-day distribution. Those are the number of days that they use in the calculations for the VIX index. using the SPX options, of course, but, still it's, the way the number of it's the volatility that they use, and we have a volatility indicator, so when I started putting the 23, 30, 37-day distribution on my charts, it works out beautifully. So you'll see that tomorrow morning also. And so yeah, I'm real happy with the overall flow, even though we sat on my level all day. Sort of proved my theory with my gamma. I've got this new gamma model, and I'm really, really, really happy with it. So um, lots to be thankful for, figuring stuff out, and then hopefully put this together and improve the algo with it. Because if we can fine tune where the market makers are going to come in, I mean that's huge. Now this was just the first day of modeling it. I've got a long way to go to test it, but it looks promising, and it fits. It fits. Um, I understand it because it's in relation to where the Jats PT levels are. Like this was on PT3, so that's your 1, 2, 3 going out from the mean of where the end of the daily normal distribution is on our variance model calculations. So anything beyond, the threes would be tails. And again, we calculate on both the prior close and the current open. So there's actually two levels, and that the dealer algos will trade to both of them. So, a lot of this feedback that I get is that there's too many lines, and I do understand that, but there's a process of elimination. When you get near the end of a weekly contract, like today, you want to be focusing on the weekly levels, and that 7-day level um, is key. I was talking about the NQ, but this was the big trade, and so you know they're not going to lose money by allowing it to break and run on a Friday with just a few minutes into the session. So that's ridiculous. So so yeah, they close it back underneath the level, get their money, and then next week is a whole new ball game, a whole new week. So we'll be able to tell what that distribution shapes up to be like because we can put, a weekly range on our chart. For instance, our 1, 2, and 3 for the week, 329 points, 658, and 919 from the close when this does close. And we can run those point ranges up, above, and below. And that's exactly what we'll get when the market opens on Monday. So we'll have the level before Monday just by running it off of the close. Now, there will be a second level on Monday when it opens, and that's the distance or the difference between, Sunday night and Monday at midnight, or yeah, Sunday night at midnight when it opens. So Sunday glowbacks to Sunday midnight, that gap will be the weekly gap. Sometimes it's very narrow, sometimes it's very wide. So I'm kind of hoping that we get a gap up at this time. And there's a lot of, reason for hope. The Ukraine Russia conflict is coming to an end, hopefully, and hopefully also the Israel Middle East will settle down and be able to come into settlement negotiations on that as well. And we're reshoring, the manufacturing. It looks like it's good. People are starting to understand the tariffs a little bit more and see that it's not going to be as draconian as people think. And it's gonna, be a little bit of an adjustment, but not anything nearly as severe as they were portraying it to be. I think the big kickback was it the the klepto politicians didn't like having their Jamba Juice cut off, but it's cut off. I mean, they've got that flow shut down. They're gonna be carefully scrutinizing everything that flows out of those NGOs from now on. So, party is over on that, and, I'm delighted. I mean, get back to, construction and building and, putting people to work so that they don't have time to be out there complaining and protesting, right? Get a job and make some money. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you in training class in the morning.